Welcome. It's time for your weekly recap and exciting updates on ER Extra, your one and only place where you get all the information that you missed on Entertainment Review. We have got you covered. I mean, when I say we, I mean myself and my team. My name is Anaya Tanwa Boache. Today, I have some stories for you, crazy stories, interesting stories, whatever you want to call it, but they are very informative. We have Brother Sammy in the news where he's talking or giving advice to people, especially churches. We have Fela McCaffrey also in the news. Chris Brown made history. Would I say made history? Because, yeah, I know he's going to make history in December, but he already set a record. That's also in the news. And also, you know, Sean Diddy Combs has been in the news. We've been talking about him since the beginning of September. I mean, 10 months ago, the story of sex trafficking, racketeering, all in the news. But now, his mother is in the news saying something sad. She doesn't really accept or like the way the public is doing, especially with regards to stories that people are painting differently, that Diddy did this, Diddy did that. She's not really happy, and so she's also in the news. So that's and many more coming up on ER Extra. My name is Anaya Tanwa Boache. Let's set the ball rolling. So our very first story, we are starting in GH, of course, and Brother Sammy, who is a very outspoken gospel musician, has said something interesting. And Brother Sammy is saying that churches shouldn't tag people with tattoos, piercing, rasta as ungodly. Why is he saying this? Because oftentimes he believes that people who are tagged that way cannot make their way into churches. So he's entreating the church to stop or disdain from making such comments. So in a viral video, Brother Sammy was seen filming a gospel drill music video with people from the ghetto, and that sparked discussions on social media. Now, according to him, people from the ghetto are often treated with disdain when they attend church because society perceives them as ungodly. According to him, he said, I intentionally visited the ghetto because a lot of people think that those from the ghetto don't have pure hearts. I think it's time we allow everyone to come to church and stand before God with their tattoos, piercing, rasta, etc. We don't have to marginalize these boys and girls and prevent them from coming to church. The outspoken gospel musician further urged that men with piercings, tattoos should not be labeled as ungodly because in his view, it is not a sin. And I mean, to some extent, I believe that we give every judgment to people without judging ourselves. And the person who has the sole authority to judge us as human beings is the Almighty God. To some extent, I believe him, but sometimes churches do have their reason for not really allowing these people into their churches. But then, that is what Brother Sammy is saying. Away from that, let's move on to the next story. Okay, so we are still in GH. Fela McCaffrey has been cast to be in the series Anikulapo Season 2. So the Ghanaian actress has been cast in the leading role for the second season of the popular Nigerian Netflix series Anikulapo. The series, according to reports, will be available on Netflix in over 191 countries. And as you recall, the producer of the film announced in June that season 2 of the award-winning series will be filmed in Ghana. And this is in regard to what the Chief Executive Officer of the National Film Authority, Madam Juliet Asante, said, that is an initiative to give opportunities to Ghanaians or open doors for Ghanaian talents on the global stage. And so according to the renowned director, Netflix has given them the green light, and so the series will be positioning Ghana as an emerging destination for film production under the National Film Authority's agenda to put talent on the global stage. Now, let's move on to some foreign stories. I know everyone loves TikTok, but then TikTok has been sued for allegedly damaging children's mental health. Some U.S. states have filed a lawsuit against TikTok, alleging that the social media platform contributes to a mental health crisis among teenagers nowadays, especially the Gen Zs and the Generation As. Now, the lawsuit claims that TikTok employs addictive features to engage children and has misled the public about the safety of prolonged use. In response, TikTok has called the lawsuit disappointing and stated that many of the claims are inaccurate and misleading. The platform also is facing a challenge from a law passed by Congress that could ban it from the United States of America unless its Chinese parent company, ByteDance, agrees to its particular sale. So the lawsuit that was filed in US accuses TikTok of knowing the harmful effects of its platform on the mental health of American children and some teenagers, but misrepresenting it as safe and appropriate for teenagers is what the problem is. So this is the current lawsuit that TikTok is facing. I know you all love your TikTok. For me personally, I'm not on TikTok, but I think if this suit is to pursue, social media takes most of our time. When we wake up in the morning, you are picking your phone to check the time, but then you end up going on other social media networks. Now, on these platforms, you get to spend time there. Even on Instagram Reel, Facebook now has some Reel. I don't know if I should call it a Facebook Reel, but all these videos, pictures we spend time on, it is still the same. It's taking most of our time. But anyway, we'll see how this lawsuit pans out. Okay, so let's move on to Taylor Swift. To all the Swifties, when you hear news like this, you're super, super excited. I'm not a Swiftie fan. I'm rather a Riri fan. But then Swifties have managed to surpass our superstar. What's the story? The story reads that Taylor Swift surpasses Rihanna to become the world's richest female singer. Taylor Swift has surpassed Rihanna to be now the #1 richest female singer worldwide. According to Forbes, her net worth is recognized as $1.6 billion. Demand of the Love Stories performance in the Eras tour and the value of her music catalog helped usher her into billionaire status. Swift is the first musician named as a billionaire list primarily based on her songs and performance. This includes nearly $600 million amassed from royalties and touring, plus a music catalog worth an estimate of $600 million and some $125 million in real estate. According to sources, in 2003, Swifties' 53 US concerts added an estimate of $4.3 billion to the country's gross domestic product, with impact from income tax, tour production, and travel costs and commissions paid to managers and agents. Rihanna previously held the #1 spot with a net worth of $1.4 billion. According to Forbes, her worth is largely due to her venture outside of music, notably her cosmetic line Fenty Beauty, which doubled its revenue in 2022. Additionally, she owns a 28% stock in the Savage X Fenty luxury line, which raised $125 million in a funding round in 2022. Now, the 32-year-old singer, writer, actress, and entrepreneur becomes one of the youngest female self-made billionaires, largely through her beauty brand Rare Beauty, and I'm talking about Selena Gomez, who was also named a self-made billionaire this year. I think 2024 is the year of billionaires. I'll just say that. So Chris Brown sells out Africa's largest stadium in less than 24 hours. Yes, Chris Breezy. My production crew members are surprised. Now, this is how the story goes. So Chris Brown is set to headline South Africa's FNB Stadium as one of the stops for his 11/11 tour in December 2024. Now, the tickets of the December concert will on sale as of Friday, the 10th of September 2024, with fans sweeping in to grab all the tickets in less than 2 hours. The speedy rate at which the tickets were sold out is a reflection of the singer's status as one of the biggest global music stars with a large collection of fans. Now, bear in mind that the FNB Stadium is a capacity of 94,736 seats. So you can just imagine. Less than 2 hours. Now, this is supposed to happen in December. Now, stories have it that it hasn't been confirmed yet, that it's supposed to be a one-day event, but how fans really rushed in to purchase the tickets, there could be a day two. But then we are yet to confirm that. Whatever the news is, I promise you I'm going to bring that. But then I appreciate the fact that the South Africans are showing love to Chris Brown. If you listen to the 11/11 album, first it had 22 tracks, and then he decided to add 50 more songs to become 35. Now, on there, Chris Brown featured a South African girl, and Chris Brown actually credited the girl as the author of one of the songs on the album. So I feel South Africans are finding this or using this opportunity to appreciate Chris Brown for actually doing this for the girl. The song, I don't know the number, but the title track is Shooters. You can just listen to it, and it's an amazing track. So our last story has to do with P. Diddy's mommy coming out to say that my son is not a monster. Now, Sean Diddy Combs' mom has said that she's very devastated and profoundly saddened by the allegations leveled against her son in the news, in blogs, and also everywhere. Now, the musician, as we know, was arrested on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering last month. But then this whole brouhaha started 10 months ago. He is currently being held in a Manhattan detention center after being denied bail. In a statement, Janice Small Combs defended her son, saying that although he had done or made mistakes in the past, we all know we have also done mistakes. And so he is not a monster, like people are painting her son. It is heartbreaking to see my son judged not for the truth, but for the narrative created out of lies. Now, the statement was attributed to Ms. Smalls and also the family Combs and was issued by their lawyer. It comes after days which has been revealed that Mr. Combs will face lawsuit from more than 100 additional accusers, both male and female, for alleged sexual assaults, rape, and sexual exploitation. So, on that note, we wrap up today's ER Extra. I hope you enjoyed all the stories that I brought to you. And big shout outs to each and every one of you who make it a time to go on our socials to actually catch these highlights, recaps that I bring to you. In case you missed any conversations on the Table of Life Entertainment Review, ER Extra has got you. Shout outs to all my production crew members. Until I see you again, stay safe and be good. My name is Danaya Tanwa Boachi.